Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Nostalgia on Gunner's server, our Quacking server, one of our old servers. I did try to just start the recording just a little bit earlier, and then I realised that I'd messed up the recording. I hadn't gone anywhere. I stayed in here, but I'm glad I noticed that, otherwise that would have been a bit of a nightmare. Basically my microphone was playing up and it just sounded ridiculous. But anyway, that's out of the way. This annoys me. I'm sick of being able to see through these and I don't know why it is. I can't figure it out at all. Anyway, we're heading to my place that I had on this server. And it's just along this way. Yeah. So, the last episode, we checked out Gunner's place. Green Oxygen's is over that way, and then mine is well, you can see just rendering in there is the church. So I just want to make sure I didn't have any iron on because I got squidded one time. I was wearing iron because if you wear iron or diamond, whatever it is, you sink. I can't remember whether that's actually vanilla as well, but in this it definitely is. Right, so across here. I should have done a path somewhere, or at least the starter one. I think that was one of the last things I was doing when I was doing work in my area. Yeah, there it is. And I was going to bridge it over. Like Gunner, but not as much as Gunner. I wasn't getting on all the time, work and such. Because I don't do this full time, of course. I actually have to work, unfortunately. But here we go anyway. Right, so this is my place. A lot of buildings in here are not mine. I've taken them and I've put them in here, and I had like a lot of plans for this. I mean, it was a giant lake. I ended up concreting all this because it was so deep, just to get rid of the majority of the squids. As you can see, my traditional wall that I hadn't even got round to that, but this was just standard to build it, and then I was expanding, and I want everything to eventually just spread, or at least that's what I did. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to quit, because I'm actually really debating on coming back on this again. I mean, there's a lot of work I want to do in communal, and there's still a lot of work I want to do in my area, but at the minute I'm ignoring mine. So yeah, so basically this one here, this was the start. So when I came to the area that I wanted, Gunner was over there, and I came here. As always, hole in the ground as your start off place. So these were all like the standard things. That's just my rubbish chute where I just throw the crap that I don't want down there. Standard. We come down here. I got the chickens in here. There's nothing in there. And I had sheep in here. I think, were these the ones that I was slaughtering? I think these are the ones I was slaughtering for food. We carry on down. I don't know who that is. Maverick FML, who's that? I think he's a new guy. Right, I'm recording anyway, so unfortunately I'm not going to be listening to him. He can't get on. I've noticed on Discord he's been having trouble getting on. I don't know why. I'm sure he'll figure it out eventually. Yeah, he's getting kicked all the time. Right, sorry. Right, so we've come down these stairs and we've come into this room. Right, in here is... That's going to start irritating me. Very dark, but nothing will spawn because I've got half slabs on the lower part, so nothing spawns there. But we knock the light on, and this is the mushroom farm. If I knock that, it probably won't work actually because I've already drained this recently, but basically, hi creeper. see if there has been anything grown. Basically the mushrooms are all up a height on certain levels, and then they spawn on the bottom, and I've got a water system linked, so with on a sticky piston, so the piston moves away and pours the water down, and it flows down here. As you can see, there's a mushroom there coming down, drops into the hoppers at the bottom, and there's me mushroom. So that is a traditional mushroom farm. As in BTW, Flower Child changed it, is it 2 updates ago? Where brown mushrooms now, where it used to be under light, have to be in complete and utter darkness. Like, it has to be in gloom. So yeah, you've got to figure out a way of doing that because you've got mobs. The new server that we've got, that me, Gunnar and Zeval are playing, I've figured out a new way of doing it without having to worry about mobs. But that's something entirely different. A couple of chests here. I don't even know what I was using them for. Such a long time since I've been in here. Right, originally this was grass. His newest update, dirt now has to be under direct sunlight, so all the grass is gone. So originally this was all grass. Enchanting tables just here. And we move along here, and this is where all my sheep are, of different colours. And me black ones, me pink ones, me white ones. There's a green one in there, blue one, and grey ones. Was that it? Yeah. Originally behind that wall was where I was practicing to try and create a mushroom farm. This, in fact, actually, this was originally the mushroom farm prior to his update. So you would put the light up there, and the mushroom would have been directly underneath here, and it would spread within a two block radius to the center one, and then if one placed there, it'd be 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, so on and so forth. But the other one that I've got is how it has to work. Again, this used to all be grass. New update, got to be under direct sunlight. So let's leave this area now. This, I believe, is just down to the mines. This took you down to my strip mines down the bottom, all the way down there. Diamond level and such. And I think that's it. And this is basically the starter base when I first got into this game. Okay, my vine farm, where I can just get the vines, just take these, leaving the top one so they'll grow again. Standard, just a manual thing. We leave the area and we come up here. We have the storage room. Thomas Strelinsky, sorry, potatoed. This is one of his builds. I use it quite a lot now. I like it. I think it's really good. Am I missing a wood block on there? I am. Looks like there's been a fire. Because fire spread is on this. You come in here and all these chests are lined up. I have been creating this in another mod pack that I've been playing, which I have given a break just at the minute. I do intend on probably going back onto it eventually. But I've done the bottom part of it on Ardent Craft, and I've used this design, but I hadn't completed the top or anything. So basically there's a load of chests all lined up in here. There'll be one there and some more there as well. Just to store all my stuff. So yeah. That's the storage room. Entrance on both sides. Got these special little things that stop the zombies from being able to get in, because zombies break doors down. This is the windmill. Unfortunately, I can't remember whose design this windmill is, but it was something that I was always using. But I'm at a loss as to whose it was. So when you go on, if you're looking for tutorials on windmills, there is absolutely loads on YouTube, and I'm sure you'll probably come across this one. I say there's loads. There's not that many, to be fair. But yeah, there's my grindstones. No automation here, unfortunately. Is what it is. Or was there automation? I think there might be, actually. Saw, just to start off with, pottery wheel. To make soul urns. And so on and so forth. I don't even remember how this works, because I have to be careful. there's something that you've got to be careful with this when you have something turned on where you could spawn a ghast. I don't remember how that is. Sun's going down really quickly, so we will be taking a cut eventually to come back when it's daylight, because my area is kind of safe, but not that safe. I believe this windmill's running that. This is the barn. Stuck. So we've got pigs in here. A zombie did break through on the upstairs. It wasn't bright enough. So I ended up, until I could sort it out, I locked it up. There was ladders going up one side and it was an extra floor with just some storage boxes for aesthetic purposes. But we've got the cows in here. Feed the cows with. Sheep probably would have been in there, I would have thought. Or pigs. And I'd be sheep where they are. So yeah, that's the barn. As you can see, missing door there. This is the wall design that I was going to use to go all the way around. Quite simple to make. It's basically just using cobblestone, to be fair. This path leads all the way back to Green Oxygens, which we saw in, not the last episode, but the episode before. And yeah, this, so, as you can see, bit of slab, cobblestone and stone brick. Easy enough to make. And that's what I was looking at doing. So I'll probably mark all this out, just standing cobblestone all the way around with fencing on top and then replace as we go. Nether Portal again, another one of Thomas Straczynski, the same guy as the warehouse, the storeroom. This design here. And this is the Nether Portal. It'll take us into the Nether. Really like this. Something I use again. As I've said in previous times, I can't actually build myself. I'm not as good as some people, but I can still build medieval. But this just looked really good and I just couldn't pass it up, not having it in my world like the majority of other buildings as well. And it just, I had an epiphany of how I wanted this place to look, and yeah, it had to go in there. It had to. Eventually there'd be roads and stuff. Another windmill, which runs this thing, which is, I believe, what I'm calling the Blacksmith. So basically, the Blacksmith is my crucible. Is here. You can hear it turning on, maybe. I'll turn it off because it will break the, if it rains, it'll break the windmill. And on the opposite side is, I just want to make sure there's no mobs. On the opposite side is my kiln. It's just a small kiln, but there it is anyway. And I believe you've got to turn the lever on to use the kiln, because it turns the hibatchis on, I think, or the bellows, something like that. I can't remember. These are all just little houses. I believe I got these from Jeracraft. Easy to make, so I figured, why not? I'm going to make a few of them. Give the impression of some sort of little village. Again, roads will go through and there'll be a lot of sort of nature put up around them, just to make it look a little bit better. This here is where my cauldron is kept. It's basically a restaurant stroke hotel stroke tavern. Again, this is Jeracraft, another one of his. Again, I really loved this, and I loved the way he did these tables, which is basically the piston. So I put the redstone torch underneath, put the piston on top and shoots up, and just basically created what looked like tables. Pretty nifty. Little bar top, kegs, the cauldron as standard, and then a stoked cauldron by pushing that on, which is running off a water wheel on the outside. Is that working? There we go. That's stoked. Had to change things slightly, like expand it because it would have burnt this down. This was unfinished. It was going to be like just little storage, so on and so forth. More or less a kitchen area, this, for the actual inn stroke bar. Now where's the back door, which was here? Let's get out here. This is going to be a little garden. I want to be careful in case I get had by the squids. And just down there is the water wheel that is running this building. Put that back there, make sure nothing gets in. Quickly eat. If we head upstairs, which I'm a little worried about actually, because there might be some dark points up here. Let's get the shears out just in case. There'll be rooms and such will be created up here. The little holes that you can see just on the side are just tiny little rooms which will have a bed and the odd little thing inside it. Gotta be careful here. A little balcony again. I don't know what's happened there. Oh, there. I don't know. Right. Anyway, that's that. Lock this back up. Right, I do get spawns in my land. Mostly over that way. If we come around here, got another little sort of garden type thing. A shooting range for people to just practice archery. On there. Let's show one of these little houses. So we come in here. A couple of chests, a crafting table. They're almost like starting houses. Survival. I think that's just a torch down there. Unless I've put Nether rack a bit further down, just so you can see smoke. Little storage room down here, like so. We go upstairs. Again, just storage. Don't know why that's there. Must have been finishing something. A few more chests up the top there. And another one just there as well. Just to fill it in a bit. Nice and cozy. Again, I believe I said it, but that's Jerracrafts. Get my shears out. And we walk along here. We've got the reed farm just there. Want to be really careful here. Just there. For my sugarcane. This was part of the wall. This was the original wall that I was using, but I started pulling it down because I'm just changing the design of the wall, basically. We move along here. Okay, this is the farming area. Basically keeping all my seeds in there. I've got a furnace if need be. There I'm using a torch because I did try to light that, which I'd have to lower down, and it burnt the house down and I had to rebuild it. So we come out here. I'm going to be really careful here, just make sure there's no squids there. Can't see any. Okay, so wheat. Couldn't even remember what it was called. Melons, pumpkins, and hemp. Just here. And we got the hemp. Yeah. So that's that. That's the farm. There isn't much else actually in my area, I don't believe. I'm just thinking, I don't think there is. Oh no, we've got that church just up on the top as well. Another Jerracraft. I use Jerracraft quite a lot. I did use Jerracraft quite a lot. I've started to change things up a bit. I've used a couple of other people's things. Some of my own buildings are up in communal. I haven't used any of my own buildings here yet. Takes a long time to think of something, and I wanted to really just start getting stuff done. A lot of people on this server were really rushing ahead, which was kind of annoying. You know, we were constantly getting pokes like, oh, are we going to do the end yet? Oh, are we going to do this yet? Oh, are we going to do that yet? Like, no. You know, we haven't got like other, like, we've got other things in life that we've got to do, unfortunately. And we used to just say, just build up your area. Stop building into the ground. Build buildings for your things and move them and such, just to keep yourself going to do something, because that's what we're all about on this. We like to actually build something decent. So this is the interior of the church. I did actually start a little bit. I didn't get it finished interior wise. Just kind of like the altar, and then you can climb up there, and that's the tower. And that was that. Was there anything else in my area? I don't believe there is, actually. I think that's it for mine. Quite easy. Nothing on what Green Oxygen's done. Nothing on what I'm pretty sure some of the other guys as well, like Isaac and... Oop, I can hear you. Isaac and Dunedin have done. So I'm really looking forward to, within the next episode, going to their places. I think it'll be really interesting. How are we doing for time? This is going to be a shorter one by the looks of things. I've got this little bridge just going over here. I want to build some sort of boating type thing on this water's edge. Like, build a boat of some sort. Make it look very dock, like a dock. we're just heading to this thing over here. Basically, it's a bit of a monstrosity. I'm trying to like spruce it up a little bit. Spruce, my favourite block in this Minecraft world. This is the mob trap. I haven't got the perfect entrance sorted out yet, so for now we're going down here. I'll lock that up just in case there's creepers about. And this is a setup. So basically, just within the tower, goes all the way up and all the way down. There is, it's kind of like a 3x3 blocks with a space, then 3x3 all the way around like that. And then you put vine. I've got vine traps between each platform, and the mobs don't see it as a fall. They see it as a full block, so they will just literally walk across it. They fall down to the next level, next level, next level, until they hit water, which flows all the way down, and then down this channel that leads them into that. It is in pure darkness. There's no spawner being used, so on occasion we will get mobs that have iron, and it all drops into these hoppers and into here. And as you can see, I got a couple more shovels there as well. The XP will also then float along, fall into here, and I'm able to get XP out of that. And I'm just storing the items that I get from them into here. You also get these as well, the Arcane Scrolls. I don't believe he's implemented these yet, or whether he's going to, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I believe that's it. There is another building getting made. Another one of the final buildings I was doing, which was this over here. And this was going to be basically like you saw in Communal, the doghouse that I made. This is basically what that was going to be for. I hollowed it all out so I could get all the redstone works in there, the mechanics of it. But I just haven't completed it yet. So basically that's one of the, that's literally the other, now that I look at this, I don't like it. I don't know. One of the other projects that I was in the middle of. A lot of projects, a lot of things to do. I really need to set myself at doing just one project and leaving it at that. But I've been having fun in Communal when I've been on this server. Just sorting things out over there. I need to get Communal kind of finished to a point before I start coming back over here. Because we have actually on this server done the end now, and that's it. Basically, we're just using what we've got to build. We've got Soul Forged Steel, which is a BTW thing, so on and so forth. I like my bridge. This is mine. I like my little bridge. But yeah, that is it, I believe. That's everything in this area? I believe it is. Yep. Yep, so that's it for my area. So the next one will be, I'm unsure. Don't know whether we'll be taking a path. I will have a look off camera, find out where that place is, then come back here and then do the recording or whatever. Or it might be by going through the Nether to get to everybody else's places. I'll have to see. But all in all, that's it. This was my little town, making of my little town. And next area, I don't know whose is the next area. I'm sure we'll I'm sure I'll have a look off camera and see where it is that we'll be heading to next. But anyway, thanks very much for checking it out. Those stairs lead nowhere, by the way. It's just leads up to the roof. I tried to make it kind of like not castle-y, but you know, it's got like, I can never remember what you call them. But basically those. But anyway, yeah, thanks very much for checking out this place. Thanks very much for checking out everybody else's places. If you haven't, have a look at the other places for this server. Communal was in the... it starts from part 3 showing this actual full world around part 1, and part 2 show an older server that we imported on here. Part 3 starts off showing off Communal. Part 4 shows off Green's place, which is absolutely amazing. What a great place that is. And the part before this shows off Gunner's little place. And this part's mine. So we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.